Hello everyone. This is the continuation of lesson number 5, temperature, page number 26. Do you know effect of greenhouse gases? Some gases in the atmosphere like carbon dioxide and water vapor can hold the heat within themselves for a long period of time. Due to these gases, the temperature of air in the atmosphere increases. The increasing proportion of these gases in the atmosphere leads to climate change. Climate scientists believe that this is the reason for the increasing temperature of the earth. This change in climate is global. This is called global rise in temperature. The gases due to which the temperature increases are called greenhouse gases. Can you tell? Find the range of temperature at Mumbai, Nagpur and Srinagar. Draw bar graphs for the same. What will you do? You stay at Maswad in Man Taluka in Satara district. Your grandma stays at Vengurla in Sindhudurg district. During Diwali, you often visit Vengurla. You like the sea coast there. The warm air of that region attracts you because you are freed from the dry air and scratching cold of your place. This time grandma is suffering from asthma. Doctors have advised her to stay at a place which has a dry climate. What should you do? Do it yourself. A pot with water is placed on a burner. Drop 4 to 5 small plastic buttons in it and observe their movements in water. Explanation. Water expands on heating. The hot water from the base moves upwards. With it, the buttons too are pushed into the surface. The relatively cooler water in the upper portion moves downwards, taking the buttons with it. This happens repeatedly. In other words, on heating, an upward current sets in the water. In nature, the conditions are slightly different. Due to temperature differences, both upward and horizontal currents develop in the ocean. Besides temperature differences, factors like winds and differences in the density of water also give rise to horizontal currents. These ocean currents flow from the equator to the polar region and from the polar region to the equator. When an ocean current flows from the frigid to the torrid zone, it reduces the temperature of the coast in the torrid zone. When a current flows from the torrid to the frigid zone, it increases the temperature of the coast in the frigid zone. Use your brain power. Observe the map. Name the coastal areas that will experience changes in temperature. Give the reason for this. Do you know The regions where warm and cold currents converge are favorable for the growth of planktons. Planktons are the food for fishes. Fish from other areas travel towards these areas in large numbers. They breed in warm waters due to a high concentration of fish population. Fisheries thrive well in these areas. In the map of ocean currents given, locate such regions. Find their names from an atlas or the internet. Write these names on the map. Geography Museum. There are a number of methods of showing distributions on a map. One of these is isoline. Due to this method, the characteristic distribution of a component stands out vividly. Isolines can be drawn using statistical information about natural factors. These lines are shown on a map by joining all the points having the same value. The distribution on regional or global levels can be shown using isolines of different factors like height, that is contours, temperature, isotherm, pressure, isobars, rainfall, isoheights, etc. Explanation. Considering the temperatures of various places on the earth, map of global distributions are prepared. Is drawn with the help of isotherms. Isotherms are lines that connect places with the same temperature after avoiding the effect of light. These lines generally appear parallel to the latitudes on the world map. Observe the isotherm of 25 degrees Celsius in the map. This line occupies areas close to the equator. The shape of this line appears like an ellipse on the map. The north-south spread of this ellipse is greater on the continent as compared to the oceans. The isotherm line occupies some parts of the continent of South America, Africa, Asia, and Australia. A very limited portion of the Pacific Ocean is occupied by this isotherm. You will find two isotherms with a label of 0 degrees Celsius. Observe them. The 0 degrees Celsius isotherm from the southern hemisphere is largely straight and is parallel to the line of latitude. Comparatively, the line of the same value in the northern hemisphere divided north and south considerably. In the west, in parts of the Pacific Ocean, it is fairly straight, but when it enters the continent of North America, it turns somewhat to the north. Then the line proceeds eastwards. Within a short distance after entering the Atlantic Ocean, it turns towards the northeast. In this part, you will find all the isotherms line turning towards the northeast. This is because a warm ocean current is located in this area. Further, after entering Eurasia, while moving to eastwards, it turns somewhat to the southeast. Still further in the Pacific Ocean, most of the isotherm line appear moving eastwards as straight line. The isotherms in the southern hemisphere are fairly parallel to the latitudinal lines. From South Pole to the Tropic of Capricorn, the distance between these lines is almost equal, as the proportion of land in the southern hemisphere is limited. The temperature in these parts are largely influenced by latitude. In the northern hemisphere, the distance between these lines varies. In this hemisphere, the proportion of land is comparatively greater. This affects the distribution of temperature. These effects are seen in the form of variations in the distance between the isotherm and curved nature of these lines. A simple thermometer I will explain in the next video. Thank you.